So the Justin Baldoni Blake Lively catastrophe, drama, debacle, scandal, shit show, clusterfuck. I thought I'd weigh in. This is turning out to be the coolest thing since Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. So Justin Baldoni is some unknown small-time filmmaker who gets the rights to make a movie from a book. He spends a good 10% of the budget for that movie on casting Blake Lively. And then a few weeks ago, she goes public accusing him of, what's it called, SA. And at first I'm on her side because she's married to Ryan Reynolds and he's seems like a pretty cool guy, right? So I'm like, okay, so he's a little perv, whatever, right? But then all this stuff starts coming out about how she was trying to take over the whole movie obscenely, and she was bullying him, and she wouldn't even let him at the wrap party. Him and his family had to stay in the basement during the wrap party, or premiere, whichever it was. So it's coming out, it's pretty obvious at this point that she's the villain. And his career is probably ruined because, you know, Hollywood's not going to want to go near a guy who's not even an A-lister yet and who already has a drama on his hands, even if he's the innocent party. But I gotta say, he seems like the nicest guy in the world, so, I mean, I would probably watch every movie he makes going forward. Blake Lively is not an A-lister. I don't think she is. I've seen her in one movie, I think, and that was where she was in a bikini and she was stuck on a raft because there was a shark, and that's the whole movie. She was on some show called Gossip Girl, I hear. I never watched it because I'm not a girl. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, her whole claim to fame is being married to Ryan Reynolds. And I don't think she's especially hot. I've done better. So I don't see how her career was going anywhere. You know, she would always just be the wife of Ryan Reynolds. The real loser here is Ryan Reynolds. If this is as bad as it looks, I'm going to have trouble watching him again. And he was probably one of my favorite actors. You know, I'm from Canada. He's from Canada. I've been watching him since I was a kid. I'm 47. I saw him on The X-Files before he was famous. So after news got out that Lively leveraged Ryan Reynolds, I thought, okay, well, he's obviously whipped. She obviously wears the pants in the marriage, and that's always pathetic. But then it's getting out that he's done this before, that he basically wrested all power from Miller over Deadpool, that he ain't no Boy Scout. There's another theory that Ryan Reynolds was jealous when he showed up on set and he saw the charisma between Lively and Baldoni. And so he was seething with jealousy and he wanted to destroy Baldoni. And then maybe Lively played into that because, you know, she didn't want to lose her husband. So she tried to turn it around and say, no, Baldoni's, inappropriate. Whatever the case is, I'm convinced Lively and Reynolds are guilty and Baldoni is perfectly innocent. I'm convinced that this power couple thought that they could bully this small-time filmmaker into doing whatever they wanted. And they took everything from him until he had nothing left. And what happens when you bully someone until they've got nothing left? Well, they fight back. And numerous YouTubers are saying, how could Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively be so stupid, right? Well, it's easy. When your ego gets out of control, you make stupid decisions. Like when someone's at a party and they're the center of attention and their ego is flying high and then they accidentally say something just a little too extreme and they end up making a fool of themselves. It's because their ego is getting out of control. They didn't plan on, saying that ridiculous, awful thing that offended somebody. And it's how bar fights start, right? The guy feels a little too entitled, and before he knows it, he's got his ass kicked, or he's in jail. Just think of Will Smith at the Oscars. He wasn't thinking he wasn't thinking when he did that. So Ryan Reynolds will now forever be known as a tyrant who tried to ruin an innocent, apparently very sweet person's life. And more, he tried to steal somebody else's art. And Lively will never forever be known because she was never known in the first place. She's just arm candy, and she's not even hot arm candy. Just some spoiled brat who got thrown onto some immediate successful teenage airhead TV show. I see only one way for Ryan Reynolds to salvage his career. And this is what I would do if I was Justin Baldoni. And this would actually also really help Justin Baldoni's career. Okay, so Justin Baldoni will direct and star in David and Goliath, starring him as David and Ryan Reynolds as Goliath. And Ryan Reynolds has to play the role as an evil tyrant, hideous monster. And Justin Baldoni hits him with a slingshot and kills him. I'm serious, if they actually did it, I think people would forgive Ryan Reynolds, and it would actually make a lot of money, because who wouldn't want to go see that? It would almost be like if Johnny Depp and Amber Heard starred in a movie where Amber Heard plays an SA, somebody who SAs their husband, and they just play the role where she actually makes herself as ugly as possible. That would be Amber Heard's only hope at redeeming herself. And you know what? Ryan Reynolds is smart enough that he might actually come up with an idea like that, because he is that smart and he does understand how to be self-effacing. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up he'll probably ditch Blake Lively. So he ditches Blake Lively, and then he makes a movie with Justin Baldoni, where Baldoni plays the hero and Reynolds plays the villain.